it's Cindy at Little House Homestead, and today we're going to talk about chickens. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to go over some of the things that you need for baby chicks, and then I'm going to go over how the chicks get to you, and then we'll talk about the adult chickens. So first off, we're going to need some place to put our baby chicks before we even think about ordering them. I use an old dog crate. I've got chicken wire that surrounds it, and it's all lashed in so that they can't get trapped between the bars of the crate and the chicken wire. So make sure that they can't have any way of getting trapped between, because they could actually kill themselves. It's also wired down at the top so that things like your cat, your neighbor's cat, a raccoon, something like that, can't pull in and get in to where they can reach their hands down and reach the baby chicks. So that's really important to provide the safety of your chickens. When we open the door here, sorry, this is a very old crate and I've used it a ton, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to adjust on this, so bear with me. There we go. Inside I have my beginner chick stuff. So when the baby chicks are first here, I use a container like this for their feed, and a regular mouth glass canning jar also fits on here, so you can feed them. And then I have one also for water, same jar, different type of bottom. Make sure that you clean their water every single day. My baby chicks, when they're about a week old, will eat this entire thing in one day, and sometimes twice a day. So check on them, make sure they've got plenty of feed. You're going to want to give them a good quality chick starter. Don't try to pre-make your own feed, just get a good quality chick starter. It's got inoculants for all the weird bird things that are going around these days. I'm going to grab this. Over here in the corner is something that I do. I have old feather dusters here, and these dusters act like a mother hen, and the chicks will climb in underneath them, and it gives them that sense of security. I also use heat lamps. Let me move you guys back up so that I don't have to crouch. I also use heat lamps. I've got it installed in the chicken coop already, so this will go underneath the heat lamp. It's a solar heat lamp. I'll put the link to it in the description box. So then you can bring it down, and as they get older, you raise it up because they don't need as much heat. Once all of their feathers are in, they don't need heat. I have another crate this size, and then I've also got the very extra large dog crate that has the same chicken wire wrapped around it, set up so that when they get bigger, they can go into a bigger crate. Or if I have chickens and ducks at the same time, you don't put them in there together because they grow at different rates. But when they go into the bigger crate, they then use this type of feeder, and then they can fit more chicks to the feeder. And I switch them over to a much bigger water container because they drink so much water. And then when they go outside, this is one of my hanging feeders. It hangs on a rope so that they can't sit on it, because chickens are really dirty and they will foul their food, and then you waste a lot of money. And then I have one for water as well, and it just slides open. You fill it with water, and you put the lid back on. So this is the equipment that you're going to want to have for chickens. Inside the coop, it depends on the type of coop that you have. I built my own coop. It has nesting boxes. It's insulated because I live in Montana, but you want to make sure that you have it set up for your environment. I'm going to put a link to some Tractor Supply chicken coops. One thing that I have noticed with those coops is they are not well made. They don't last long. So you're going to want to go ahead and immediately reinforce it, because otherwise within a year or two it's going to fall apart. I'm also going to put a link for some Amish made chicken coops. They are very expensive, but you will never buy another chicken coop ever again. Or you can make one to the sizes that you need. Also, I'll put a link to some chicken tractor information so that you could build a chicken tractor and move the chickens around the yard. It's really cool to get them the fresh grass every day. And then they get that range of movement as well. You're not wearing out the soil right where they're at. I grow things in my coop so that they have that kind of stuff, and I grow peas and things like that up the side of the coop so that they have those fresh greens, and I don't have to try and move them around because I have a predator issue here with coyotes and raccoons. So let's talk about your baby chicks. You're ready to order them. You've got all this stuff set up and ready to go. Oh, and I do put pine shavings on the bottom, and then I change it as much as it's necessary. We're ready to order our chicks. Tractor Supply, of course, has chickens. Everybody knows you can go in and get the chicks at Tractor Supply. Also, most feed stores sometimes have limits on what you can buy. You know, they don't have necessarily the range of breeds. Same thing with Tractor Supply. They don't have a large range of breeds. I buy mine online. I go in, I order the chicks I want. They put them in a box and they put them in the mail. So the day that I order my chicks, I go down to the post office with these two little feeders here, and I give them to my post office person along with a small bag of chick starter, because these chicks go through the mail and they don't get taken care of while they're in the mail. It takes on average 1 to 2 days for them to get to your post office. So the post office will open up the box because you let them know they're coming in to open it, and it says live animals on the box. They open up the box and they will put the water and the food in there, and then they'll call you so that you can come and get your chicks from the post office. So make sure that if you order chicks online, you absolutely positively need to go take this stuff down to your post office, because you don't want dead chicks. They live on just what they've absorbed from the yolk sac until they get there. I love growing, for my egg chickens, things that lay a variety of egg colors. The grandkids absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun for them. It's like Easter every day. And it makes them want to be more involved with collecting the eggs and doing stuff with the chicks and things like that. So that's what I go for. But really, Sable, if you want a chicken that lays brown eggs or white eggs or is prolific at eggs, they come in everything you can possibly imagine. They also come for your climate. So you want to go ahead and check, because like I can grow an Icelandic chicken here because they've got extra feathers. They're great for cold weather, but I wouldn't necessarily want to have a leghorn because they don't have enough feathers for here. They don't have enough fat on them. So check and see if the bird does well in your climate, because some don't do well in certain climates. So that's really important when you're ordering your chickens online. Let me see, what else was there? I know there was something else, and I know I'm forgetting it, so if I can't think of it, I'll come back later and let you guys know. Here's an interesting little fact though. If 1 in 3 people had backyard chickens, just 4 chickens for every family, it would actually put commercial egg growers out of business completely. So think about that. If everybody, and you don't have to have a rooster to get eggs. A rooster is absolutely unnecessary if you're just going for eggs. Now I remembered, Broody Chickens. If you're going to be wanting to replace your flock on your own, not only do you need a rooster, but you need a broody type chicken. So some chickens, they've bred out of them to set on the eggs and hatch them and nurture the babies. So if you're going to want chickens that do that, you need to make sure that you get a broody breed, because they've actually bred that out of the chickens now. So I would hate to see you waste money on a chicken that you can't reproduce them. So that's really important. You do not need a rooster for laying eggs. And if you're doing backyard chickens, most cities and counties, if you're within city limits, will not allow you to have a rooster. So check with your local ordinances, because I know that there are HOAs and cities that don't allow backyard chickens. So make sure that you stay within the legal limits of what you're allowed to have, just like with the rabbits. Otherwise, happy chickening, and I hope that you enjoy them as much as I enjoy mine. Have fun with them. Get the babies involved. They're great. I will do something on meat chickens later, because they're not pet chickens. Egg chickens are pet chickens. Name them. It's okay. Meat chickens, we don't name them unless you're naming them Drumstick. But we'll talk about meat chickens on another video. Otherwise, happy chickening. And if you enjoyed this and found it informational, like and share and subscribe to the channel, and There's going to be so much stuff coming up. You can find the dates of when different videos are coming out on both Facebook and MeWe. So go ahead and check the links in the description for that as well. And have a great evening, everybody. I take that back. I forgot something else. I just buy chicken feed at the feed store. I don't buy Walmart feed just because I don't like their feed. They don't really have a good feed. But just go to your local feed store, get a good chicken feed. You can get oyster shells to increase the strength of their shells. So I usually give those about once a month. If they need it more, give it more. But otherwise, go get a good chicken feed at a feed store, not Walmart. Now it's a good day to have fun with your chickens.